Welcome back everyone. In this video, we are going to explore a selection of mods to overhaul the city of Morthal and the surrounding areas. In Skyrim, Morthal is one of, if not the least, fleshed out city in the entire game. This is true in terms of the architecture, world building, and quest lines related to the area, which is a real shame because of how unique the environment is to Skyrim, with a backdrop of a swampy marshland that would have been perfect for some dark and spooky stories. But luckily for us, there are some great mods that give the city a much needed facelift. First up, we're going to look at a mod as part of the Cities of the North series by JP Steele that overhauls the buildings and architecture of Morthal. This mod aims to give the city a strong visual identity with unique architecture that is easily distinguishable, similar to that of the other major cities, such as Whiterun or Riften. This lore-friendly overhaul targets both the exterior and interior of all of the buildings found around Morthal, and doesn't try to turn the city into something it is not. Instead, this mod keeps Morthal as a small, open village as it was originally intended, and plays on its strengths to make a beautiful, more unique place for you to visit and become immersed within. I also recommend running this overhaul together with JK's Skyrim, which also adds new architecture and objects to make Morthal a more thriving capital of one of Skyrim's 9 holds. Together, these mods transform Morthal into a more enjoyable experience, both in a gameplay and visual sense. As with all mods of this type that change aspects of the world space around Skyrim, you will require a patch or two to make them compatible with other mods, especially if you have a large mod list. I will link a collection of patches available for Cities of the North Morthal in the description for you to take a look and see which mods require a patch. Next, we will have a look at a couple of mods that focus on upgrading the NPCs found around Morthal. The first is a mod called Northbourne NPCs of Hjaalmarch. This mod is a redesign of all of the named male and female NPCs found in Morthal and the surrounding area. There is also a male only version if you would rather use a different female NPC replacer. There are a lot of great NPC replacer mods out there, but I found this one the best because its character redesigns are more believable and lore friendly to the world of Skyrim. It is of course all personal preference, so if you enjoy a different NPC overhaul, then go with that one. To go alongside this mod is another called Denizens of Morthal Dialogue and Character Expander. This mod changes the schedules of certain characters in Morthal and allows them to converse and interact with one another, often in amusing or surprising ways. There are a large number of new conversations to be heard, making Morthal a much more lively city, and is something you need to experience for yourself in-game. So I highly recommend giving this mod a go, as you will not be disappointed. Now let's move out of the city and into the swamp with a mod called the Marshlands. This amazing mod transforms the swamp surrounding Morthal into a claustrophobic, dense and dark forest. Travelling through the swamp now feels a lot more dangerous and really gives you a unique environment and atmosphere that cannot be experienced anywhere else in Skyrim. This mod also adds new buildings throughout the swamp, such as an abandoned village or ruins to be explored. There are also new enemies, including a spider's lair or werewolves that will hunt you down, and a few other nasty creatures. On top of all of that, there are also a few new quests to be discovered and completed. So don't miss out on this amazing mod. To go alongside the Marshlands, there are a couple of other mods that enhance the atmosphere of a spooky swamp even further. For the trees, I recommend using Blubbos tree replacer for the reach, which gives you these really nice, tall and imposing trees that tower over top of the swamp, making it feel a lot more closed in and claustrophobic, blocking any sunlight that may want to pierce through. And another mod that will complete the dark atmosphere of the swamp is called Supreme Fog for the Morthal region. which, as the name suggests, enhances the fog found in Morthal and makes the surrounding swamp always foggy. It also makes it so no music plays when you're in this region, giving a Silent Hill eerie vibe. There is also another mod by the same author that removes all of the snow from Morthal to lean even further into that Silent Hill horror atmosphere. Unfortunately, there aren't many patches for that mod, so be careful if you are going to download it. Altogether, these mods help the swamp come alive and feel like a dark and scary place to explore, even for the bravest of warriors. Lastly, let's take a look at a few extra mods that add small but important details to the Hjaalmarch region. The first one is called Wade in Water Redone. This mod slows your character as you travel through water. Now obviously this mod isn't specific to the Morthal region, but because of the swamp, there is a lot of low-lying water around. It's a mod that adds a small detail, but a lot of immersion. It can also add an interesting aspect to combat if you are trying to run away from an enemy or engage in battle. You will have to choose your position carefully. Another mod that matches perfectly with this is called Northern Marsh Bridges, which adds a series of small bridges along the north side of the swamp. These bridges provide a convenient and immersive way to travel through the swamp and not have to wade through the water. It is also great for people who enjoy using survival mods, as you can avoid getting wet and cold from the water, saving your resources. I was actually surprised by how much I enjoyed using this mod. And the last mod today is called Windbreaker Chapel, that adds a small chapel near Morthal with a few useful features, including shrines to all of the divines that you can pray at, a merchant that sells restoration spells and comes fully equipped with a smelter and alchemy table for you to use. It also builds upon the world of Skyrim, giving you another place to visit and makes Morthal feel a bit more lived in. Ultimately, all of these mods aim to make Morthal and the surrounding area a more immersive and unique place to visit in your adventures across Skyrim. Not to mention a bit more spooky and dangerous as well. But that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video and want more, let me know, because I might do something similar for all of the major capital cities around Skyrim. But otherwise, thanks for watching everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again next time. Cheers.